Hello, my name is Abigail Reichow, and I'm an undergraduate student at Southern Methodist University. The research I'm presenting today is on baroreflex sensitivity following sports-related concussion. Sports-related concussion is a form of mild traumatic brain injury with approximately 3.8 million incidences occurring annually in the United States alone. It is therefore no surprise that sports-related concussions has become a major public health concern in recent years. Compelling evidence suggests that despite early symptom resolution, subtle physiological disruptions likely still persist. Among these, autonomic nervous system dysfunction is indicated to play an important role in recovery. Arterial baroreflex is a crucial autonomic nervous system mechanism by which short-term fluctuations in blood pressure are regulated with compensatory changes in heart rate and blood vessel tone. Arterial baroreceptors are stretch receptors located in the carotid sinuses as well as in the aortic arch, which provide the central nervous system with continuous information on subtle changes in blood pressure. Activation of these baroreceptors trigger baroreflex response by modulating parasympathetic and sympathetic neural activity. In healthy individuals, the parasympathetic responses to baroreflex occur almost immediately. Therefore, cardiovagal baroreflex sensitivity is a reliable measure used to estimate baroreflex integrity and can be assessed non-invasively from heart rate responses to changes in blood pressure. Autonomic nervous system function remains understudied in the mild traumatic brain injury population. Only a few studies till date have examined baroreflex sensitivity in this population. The studies found that baroreflex sensitivity was impaired in individuals with chronic mild traumatic brain injury, which was assessed between 5 to 43 months after the initial injury. No study has examined baroreflex sensitivity during the recovery phase following the injury. Therefore, our study aim was to examine baroreflex sensitivity at rest following 3 days, 21 days, and 90 days after sports-related concussion in collegiate athletes and compare them to non-injured athletes. In our study, we enrolled 14 men and women from Division I athletics with sports-related concussion. We collected data on day 3, day 21, and day 90 following the concussion. 14 non-injured controls were enrolled in the study, and data were obtained at a single time point. We collected continuous arterial blood pressure measurement using a phenometer device, an RR interval from 3-lead ECG for 6 minutes while subjects were seated in an upright position. And here's a picture of our setup in the lab. As shown in these figures, we transform data from time to frequency domain. On the top graphs here, we have systolic blood pressure and RR interval with respect to time. And then on the bottom graphs down here, we show the frequency domain for both systolic and RR interval, systolic blood pressure. We then utilize transfer function analysis to assess the magnitude of changes in RR interval in response to fluctuations in systolic blood pressure. Transfer gain in the low frequency range quantified the magnitude of the relationship between changes in systolic blood pressure and RR interval, as shown in these yellow highlighted sections. Therefore, a higher gain indicates higher baroreflex sensitivity. And as you can see in this figure, the figure on the left shows gain in a control, while the one on the right shows that of one in a concussed athlete. And as you can see, the gain was higher in the control compared to the concussed athlete, indicating higher baroreflex sensitivity. Our results show that baroreflex sensitivity was blunted on both day 3, as shown here, and day 21 of recovery when compared to the controls despite symptom resolution. Blunted baroreflex sensitivity after sports-related concussion suggests slower changes in heart rate elicited by spontaneous fluctuations in blood pressure. The findings of the study can have major implications in both clinical settings as well as in recreational and professional sports. These slower compensatory mechanisms following abrupt changes in blood pressure may place athletes in a vulnerable position while performing tasks that elicit sudden changes in blood pressure on and off the field. With such high incident rates of secondary injuries after return to play following a concussion, further research into baroreflex sensitivity may help in protecting both future and current athletes alike. Thank you for your time.